Hey everyone, Mike with Design Lab, and today I'll be doing part 3 of Sovol SV08 Max. Now, this will be my whole user experience, pretty much going into it. I'm not going to show you how to set it all up. Throw a comment if you want me to. I know some really good videos of other creators out there that have already taken the time and invested to do that, and I don't want to take it away from them. If you want me to, I'd be more than happy to. But sometimes I feel like some people I know have jumped into it. You know, same thing explained about printers. I'm just another person in the whole fish pool. But sometimes there's a lot better quality content I notice out there, and I'd rather give them the props for it. But going off on just giving raw and experienced views on my channel, I want to go today and say, you know, do I give Sovol the golden trophy, the #1 position? And I say yes. But with a caveat of saying, for a large scale printer. Large scale printer with a large platform, 500 millimeters cube, I give them the golden trophy on that. You know, they have an open platform to work with as well. It is a little bit closed off, but you're allowed to open up the shell on that. So going in, I'm going to kind of do a pros, a cons, and some mods. And in this video, I want to just kind of go over a few different things. Now, my con, I want to give you my user experience. I don't want to really kind of label everything as one after another because they all kind of intertwine. So let me go over and give you a little background. You could, you know, skip it of course if you want, but take the time to listen. When I got this printer, put it all together, turned it on, and I sent a Benchy. Put the filament in, okay? You're gonna go in, put the filament in, hit it into the buffer, and you're gonna hit this little button. It will auto feed it all the way in to the tool head. Now, the problem I ran into with this is that the filament would start catching because there's PTFE tube connectors going to it. And the filament kept snagging and snagging. And then the way the path is, it was resistant. So what happened was the filament started saying, hey, there's too much resistance. We're gonna error out doing this, or under extrusion. And then sometimes I had over extrusion in random spots because the buffer is very aggressive. So I kind of did one thing after a time. So my first Benchy was very poor. It was under and over extruded, and it just looked like it went through hell. So just one thing at a time, like I said. I put one length of PTFE tubing on. I ran in, so I did 2.5 millimeters ID with 4 millimeters OD. Connected from the tool head, ran the best I can for the circuit, all the way back. So that's all the way back to the buffer. Ran it again, and that was with silk PLA, and I noticed that I had the same issues, but it was a lot better. I found with the buffer, it was very aggressive. So bypass the buffer, you put filament right into it, and just run the filament straight to the tube, all the way back to the tool head, make sure it catches, purges, and you're loaded. As I printed that, I noticed I had some resistance. And that resistance led up to basically me printing out a roller on 608 bearings. This is very less resistant as a shaft would that pretty much drags on the plastic. So printed that, tested it. This is 5 kilograms. It did great. So I went and printed this. So after I ran the Benchy, it looked good, printed out the trophy. And the trophy did really good. Now this is Sunlu Silk PLA Plus. Actually, honestly, I could adjust the temperatures and tune it a little bit more, but it'll change how it looks. But I will say this came out for a large platform, no tuning, and just sent a Silk PLA Plus profile. It did really good. Now, there was only supports on the handles up to here. So this whole time it was working its way up here, there was a bit of vibration. There was some moving around, and that caused it to have some of the VFAs and how it looks. But it still succeeded, it still worked, and I'm not looking to paint this. If I did, a lot of this it's very minute. It's not aggressive. A couple light sanding, paint it if that was the case for what you want to do as your model, great. Out of the box and going with it, this is still good to me. I really don't have too many complaints. But leading up to that experience with the cons, going back to it though, I went off next and said, okay, let me print out a PLA Plus in Elegoo. And I had to do actually a customer's print. And let me say, flawless. That came out really good because I had a good profile. Okay, that profile was set for that temperature and everything else. Still not much tuning on the printer. What I found out though, is doing the first half, there was some spots for extrusion issue. And I found out that was my speed. Speed was an issue, 100% off the box. You think there's a lot of compensation because all the other printers we're so used to takes care of that. I didn't have that, actually. There was no compensation, so I lowered it down to 50%. I doubled my time, but you know what though? It came out beautiful. That print was wonderful. I gave it to the customer. They were happy, they were ecstatic. They were very impressed that I got them a large scale print that almost was pretty much close to being flawless, in my opinion. I didn't have VFAs either on it, which was awesome, but I slowed it down. And I know some people might have concerns with that. You know, they want to get these big prints done. You know, they want to get these huge things done and out, and they don't want to give it time. So I think that's a trade-off. But back to going to what we were saying, that you might have to tune it. And you have to invest a little bit of time in this printer. This is like a baby, I feel like. You have to kind of feed it and teach it, and it will get there. So give it a little time, invest your time, and make sure you tune it, because you will be very happy with this printer, I feel like. But this is all up to what you need and what you want. This is not what you're seeking, a one color printer, but you need, when you're looking at large scale, I got the Anycubic Cobra S1 Max. 350 cubed, closed heater with multi-colors, 1 kilogram spools each. Great. It did awesome. That might be the printer for you. I recommend it. I'll do another video on that, actually. I'm hoping to do one soon. That's been an amazing printer. Multi-colors, multi-filaments, large scale. I use that for my ASAs. I've done PH, TCF, doing a couple other test prints on a few other things, and anything I throw at it, it's been awesome. Actually, it's been better than my bamboos. The H2S still can't even compare with size, but I'm getting off track. So yeah, no, if you want that, go that route. Now, back to this printer, you know, you have the scale. I am going to have an enclosure coming in. I will have a heater, and I'll be installing all that and doing another video. But for now, people that are buying this out of the box, you're spending probably around $1,000. Look out for the sales. So we'll do have them. They're about $800 to $900 with the sales. So that's not bad, comparatively, in my opinion. So going through the cons, and what my experience was, that I did the roller and I got the PLA going, and I noticed with the buffer that I ran out of filament. And that was one thing. I sent this print, I really didn't check, and I was about, I don't know, 200 grams short on a 3 kilogram spool I had. Was like a 1.5 left on it. Sent it, and I thought I had enough. I didn't, I ran out, and then I had to feed the filament. Feeding that filament was my nightmare. Pull the trigger, feed the filament in, and I had to hold the button, push, and start feeding it all. It was weakened. Like, it was having issues feeding it. Like, it had resistance for some reason. So I don't know if there's a sensitivity on this, but kept feeding, it made it all the way to the filament. I sent the tool head to start feeding again, start running, because I thought, you know, butting up to each other, that it already knew it's buffering it. It didn't buffer. I didn't keep pushing the filament. That was a concern. So I had to go back, and I saw the distance. So let me press start again, right? Started again, because it noticed with the buffer. The buffer ain't moving. It thinks there's an issue. Sent it, and it would feed the filament, take the filament, run it, and it wasn't moving the filament towards the tool head anymore. So it kept pulling and pulling until it got emptied. I'm like, okay, well, I had to run into that. And that's what led up to this. Like I said, a lot of this is nice. This came out great. Until it lost filament, I had to keep feeding and feeding. It lost itself at that point. So I will say, this isn't enough to keep me away from this printer. This is something I need to learn to figure out with this printer. That's where I'm coming back. You got to baby and figure it out and tune it. There's something I'm probably doing wrong. And I'm going to take that, because that's my experience. This is me as the user. And I don't want to blame Sovol at this point, because I can't say it's their fault. They designed something. Maybe I don't know how to use their equipment. That's for me to understand and learn. And if that's not something I feel that you want to invest, then maybe it's not right for you. That's just my opinion. So, but for me, I want to keep investing and learning into that, because all this, that's great. All this has been pretty good. I can't complain on that. I mean, that's great experience. So what I did, and these are maybe my mods, go to the mod list and we'll do pros. Change the tubing, okay? Change all the tubing, get rid of the PTFE tube connectors. You can run on the spool, just so you know. You can run on the spool have this regardless. Find something to keep your spools on because they have a mount, and I haven't had so much luck with it, but you need big spools too. They're, I don't know where I put it, but this spool holder I think was only like a kilogram spool holder, maybe 2 or 3 kilograms big. Have it on a roller, let it pull up, let it do its job. From there, just make sure that your zip tie, if you do one piece, because there's a tube connector, the way to design this plastic, it's supposed to hold a PTFE tube connector. I don't have a PTFE tube connector. I might design like a little false tube connector so I can slide the tube into it so it holds it in place, but I zip tied it. Other than that, make sure your tensioner is adjusted to the filament. That is a little bit more manual work, but 90% of the time, once you get adjusted to one filament, it handles about 90% of the filament. CPU and silk, a little bit more tuning. Don't mind the cold plate, I'm just doing some testing. It's from a different manufacturer, but the PIE, actually, the epoxy plate they gave you, the PIE epoxy, has been a great plate. I have a taco bed. That's another mod I'm going to be doing. I personally like to tram my equipment. I want to make sure everything has the least amount of fluctuation. That is me personally. I know a lot of people just say, screw it. Let me just send the print, let it go. I don't care if the thing looks like a roller coaster, a taco, whatever the case is. Me personally, the way I look at and view this, the equipment has to work that much harder to compensate. That is the same thing for you. If you walk on a path, okay, or you're jogging, let's just take that in consideration. You're jogging. You jogging on a pavement path, on a trail, it's pretty smooth. There's not much compensation. If I threw a bunch of rocks on that, or if I had you climb a mountain and then basically hop over a hole and then keep going, and I told you not to stop, the equipment's doing the same thing. You're telling it not to stop for X amount of time, going through everything at the speed you want. That's a lot of harsh strain on the system. Your motors are constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to keep and compensate. If you can, in reverse, because this is, that doesn't move, the gantry does. So you go on the reverse side too, that bed has to go like this. It's jittering like crazy. If you really kept an eye on your print, you will see it jitter. Even bamboo, none of these beds are flat. None of them are from the factory perfect. You're within a millimeter. At minimum, I'm going to tell you. If not, you get lucky, you get a 1/2 mil. But there's a lot of compensation. I don't want to strain the system that much. So first, I'm going to tram this. That'll be another mod. I think you have to get metal washers, and I just have to figure out the difference. If not, I'll print some out of ASA, or PA6 CF or some other. I'll print out something. But I'm going to do that for my next one. Probably metal though. But I'm going to trim that. And from there, some other mods I did do in this as well in the tool head. I found out there's a common issue. I have not had the issue. I am being preventative. The pin on the tensioner arm pops out, and there is a little print you could do that basically helps it keep it in place. And it's not much you're really changing on the system because it's just an empty gap. You just put the the print in that area that snugly fits and put the board back on the tool head. Golden. Another mod that pretty much I've gone and done. I think that's it. Actually, yeah. Notes. This is from my research. People have had issues from Sovol sending a 10 amp socket, okay, where you put your harness in. That socket's only rated for 10 amps. Reach out to them. They will send you a 15 amp version. You got a fuse for 15 amps. The system, and I was monitoring it, I was drawing about 11 to 12 amps at times, okay? And don't forget, this is long prints. This thing took almost 2 to 3 days to do. These prints are not 5 minutes. So these long prints are constantly drawing power. And at that rate, you're over your threshold. It's bottlenecking, and it's eating away the plastic and melting it because there's so much friction with the electricity going through it. So it is a little bit of a fire hazard, but please reach out to Sovol and make sure. What you do is you're going to lift your machine, check behind it, look at the socket, and see what it says on it and see if it's rated. I wanted to show off the Pad 7, but I plugged it in today just to kind of jump into it. I hit the power, I hear the speaker kick on, does not work. So I reach out to Big Tree Tech. I'm hoping they can help me. Now, I did buy this on AliExpress from their official store, so don't know if there's a different association with that, but hoping they can help me out with this. This was a little bit of a drop in the bucket, but I will say I got it a lot cheaper than going on Amazon or even their official store. So look out for it. I see a lot of people doing these. I know this is the pad though. You could get the regular one with the screen and the CB2 chip. So, and then you could print something out. That was my plan, but I wanted the pad and probably get the board anyways and do the same thing, print something. Because I bought an enclosure, I bought a heater, that's gonna be for another video, and then I wanted to do a nice big thick rail. And my idea was, if I got the regular board, I wanted my screen right here. Now I think I'm gonna design a swing arm or something, but I like to have it here rather than there for me bending over. So yeah, other than that, what else did I have? I'm just winging it, just so you know. I want to just be authentic with you guys. I know there's going to be a little video editing that, but I'm not professional. I'm not a big influencer. I know my other videos say the same thing over and over, but I want to get that raw video experience, raw person, you know, comment, reach out to me, ask me questions. I'll be more than happy giving you my experience and feel. So, and I could be wrong about anything, by the way. If I'm wrong, please correct me. You know, there is a point though where you're attacking people versus creative criticism. So if I don't respond to you sometimes, don't take it wrong. It's just, I work full-time doing HVAC, and then I also have a family I take care of, and then I run my side business. And at the same time, I'm trying to now incorporate some videos of my experiences. I will say I got a good push from my buddy, because I would not have done this if my buddy didn't push me a little forward on this. So I'm happy of him. Thank you for giving me the push. But yeah, so I think I missed something, but other than that, yeah, get the enclosure, do that, print all that. The UI on this as well, it's basic. You have about 80% of the tools you need in the UI. Go on the computer, log into the IP, and make the adjustments you need. It's in there. The webcam is not something that's already given to you. You have to add the webcam into the, I think it's Mainsail I was in. Go down to the webcam, there's a little add button, click on it. Don't have to change anything, automatically just hit add and click, it's right there. It auto detects it as long as it's plugged in. So that's that. I think I told you guys about the fan, the Nocto fan for the board. That's very loud when I got it. I changed that out. That's a good mod as well. I'll have all links to the description, things I did or show you. If you guys are asking about this, this is a dryer from Vivor, dryer pedestal. This has a nice drawer. This actually works a really good workbench for me, so I can work on everything. I have all my tools laid out so it's not on the floor. It is higher for me. I do have a bad back. I have 2 herniated discs in my lumbar, so this actually helped me a little bit more. I have a little roll around I can sit on, so that's nice. And then it does have a drawer. So I don't know if the video can kind of show it, but yeah, this thing's pretty cool. Very affordable comparatively to everything else I saw to help raise this up. So if you see one of these online, I recommend it. Very solid metal too. Everything else was made out of like MDF. So yeah, other than that, bing, 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 bing. I think we're pretty much good. I don't think there's much else. By the way, I bought this aftermarket for a cord, and there was a 90-degree connector. So I'll stitch everything in and send it to you guys, but that helped me with my setup. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. You know, I appreciate you guys even watching, especially if you got this far in. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, if you could just send a little like to the video and then make a comment. Cool little interactions. I've so far been getting a few people make messages and been very happy with the community so far. You guys have been awesome. You know, I love how we can kind of discuss different things. It's what we like to do. It's our hobby. This is our freedom. This is our enjoyment. You know, some people, it's our business. And I know you guys want the right information too. So, you know, I can only give you so much as my experience, and I have limited knowledge, but I'm hoping to grow and keep learning as I go. So yeah, like I said, if there's anything else, if you guys want to see anything else, whatever it is, let me know. But thanks again. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Thank you. Take care.